Mrs. Kang confronted her son sharply. Do you comprehend the consequences of your actions? The expense this woman has levied upon us? What is my own contribution? Adisez turned back, declaring, I have cost you nothing. You could have embraced a granddaughter, a family. Instead, you prioritized arrogance and preconceived notions. We prioritized our son's future, Mrs. Kang retorted, her voice rising. His standing, his profession, his position in society. What did you offer him? Penury, shame, affectionate devotion. Ara's small voice interjected. Mama offered him love. She loved him profoundly. She diligently learned his language. She prepared his preferred meals even when they caused her discomfort during her pregnancy. She recounted stories about him to me every solitary night, ensuring I would know my father, regardless of his physical absence. Tears streamed down the child's face. She could have uttered dreadful things about him, about all of you, but she refrained. She maintained that family dynamics are intricate, that sometimes love alone isn't sufficient. She advised me to form my own judgment upon meeting you. She then directed her gaze towards her grandmother. Well, I have met you now, and I have made my decision. Decided what? Mrs. Kang inquired. That Mama was correct. Sometimes love isn't enough. And sometimes what is called family is not truly family at all. The rain commenced as they departed the edifice. A dismal gray sky opened up, drenching them. Adisez merely wished to remove Ara from that chamber, from those individuals, from that rejection. They found refuge beneath a bus stop shelter. Mama, Ara's voice was faint. Am I truly a mistake? Adisez knelt, clasping her daughter's shoulders firmly. Listen to me. You are not a mistake. You are not an issue. You are not a scandal. You are my daughter, and you are flawless precisely as you are. But grandmother said, grandmother is mistaken and fearful and clinging to outdated concepts that lack space for individuals like us. She tucked a damp cornrow behind Ara's ear. But that is her misfortune, precious one, not yours. Do you believe Father will choose us? The question pierced Adisez's heart. I am uncertain, my love. But here is what I do know. We do not require him to choose us to be complete. We are already complete. We are already sufficient. Then why did we come here? Because you merited the opportunity to ascertain the truth, to encounter your father, to form your own conclusion. She offered a melancholic smile. But darling, sometimes the very thing you have been awaiting does not unfurl as you had anticipated. A black sedan drew up. The rear window descended, revealing Ji-Hyun's rain-soaked countenance. Please, he implored, please do not depart yet. May we converse without their presence? Adisez looked at Ara. Your decision, sweetie. Ara scrutinized her father through the falling rain. This stranger bearing a resemblance to her own face. Okay, but I have inquiries. Genuine inquiries. And if you deceive me, I will know. Ji-Hyun smiled involuntarily. You are precisely like me. No, Ara stated quietly. I am like Mama. She does not flee when circumstances become arduous. The cutting remark found its target. Ji-Hyun flinched but acknowledged it with a nod. You are correct. I did indeed flee, but I am present now. Can that hold some weight? Perhaps. We shall see. They eventually settled into a modest cafe in Hongdae. Ji-Hyun appeared incongruous in his costly suit, seated opposite a woman clad in a rain-drenched coat and a child wearing pre-owned sneakers. Nevertheless, he made an effort. What do you wish to know? He inquired of Ara. Everything. She produced a notebook, its cover adorned with doodles, and declared, I have compiled a list. Despite the underlying tension, Adisez almost offered a faint smile. Question 1, Ara read. Why did you not search for us? Ji-hyun drew a shaky breath. Because I was a coward. Your grandmother convinced me I was too young to be a father, that it would jeopardize my future, and I convinced myself you would fare better without me. That's foolish, Ara stated bluntly. Ara, Odysseus cautioned. Well, it is. How could we possibly fare better without half of our family? You are right, Ji-hyun conceded. It was foolish and self-centered, and I have regretted it every day for 11 years. Have you genuinely, or are you merely saying that because we have appeared? The child's questioning was relentless. I attempted to locate you approximately 3 years after your departure. I employed investigators, scoured social media, contacted every hospital in London, but it was as if you had vanished. We relocated, Odysseus stated simply. Manchester, then Bristol, then back to London. I altered my name, ensuring we were difficult to trace. Why? Because I was safeguarding my daughter from precisely what transpired today. From rejection, from being made to feel as though she was insufficient. Ji-hyun absorbed this. Question 2. Do you love that woman, Soo-jin? It's intricate. Mama says, when adults claim things are intricate, it signifies they are deceiving themselves. Ji-hyun glanced at Odysseus. You have cultivated her to be formidable. I have cultivated her to be truthful. He turned back to Ara. The truth? No, I do not love Soo-jin. It was an arrangement. Our families, the corporations. It appeared logical on paper, but not in your heart. No, not in my heart. Then why were you intending to marry her? Because it was simpler than disappointing everyone. Simpler than confronting the reality that the only woman I ever loved departed 11 years ago. Simpler than admitting I was too weak to contend for us. Odysseus's breath hitched. She had not anticipated that admission. Question 3, Ara continued. What transpires now? That hinges on what you desire to transpire. Ara closed her notebook. I want you to be my father, not merely to utter it, but to embody it. To be present. To discover information about me. To meet my maternal aunts and uncles. To attend my school. To genuinely be there. I can fulfill that. Can you? Because I have lived 10 years without a father. I can endure more. But if you are going to be a part of my life, you are fully committed. Not disappearing when circumstances become challenging. Not prioritizing your family's approval over me. It's either all in or all out. Ji-hyun left them at their hotel, promising to call the following day. Odysseus tucked Ara into bed, gently raking her fingers through her daughter's cornrows. Mama? Ara's voice was drowsy. Did I perform adequately today? My darling, you were magnificent. Even when I was unpleasant? You were honest. There is a distinction. Do you believe grandmother will ever come to love me? Odysseus's heart ached. I do not know, my love, but whether she does or does not, it does not diminish your worth. You are loved by me, by your maternal aunts, by your cousins, by everyone who truly matters. And father? Time will reveal that. But Ara, do not await anyone to choose you. You are not a selection. You are a certainty. Ara smiled, her eyes gradually closing. As Odysseus observed her daughter sleeping, her phone vibrated. A text message from Ji-hyun. Thank you for nurturing her, for bringing her back. I acknowledge I do not merit another opportunity, but I intend to earn it. Another message followed. My mother wishes to meet again tomorrow. Simply her and Ara. She states she wants to make an effort. Odysseus gazed at the message intently. Could individuals truly change? She looked at her slumbering daughter. Perhaps individuals could indeed change. She typed a reply. I will inquire with Ara in the morning. It is her decision. 3 dots appeared. Ji-hyun was typing. Then her phone rang. Not a text message. A call from an unidentified Korean number. Adis's heart pounded as she stepped into the bathroom, closing the door behind her. "Hello, Miss Okonkwo." A woman's voice, cold and professional. "This is Attorney Park from Zenith Innovations Legal Department." Adis's blood ran cold. "We need to address a non-disclosure agreement and paternity verification. We are prepared to offer substantial remuneration for your discretion regarding today's occurrences." "I am not interested in—" £500,000, Miss Okonkwo, deposited into any account you select, in exchange for maintaining the privacy of this matter and submitting to DNA testing. Adis's hand trembled. £500,000. Ara's university fund, a home, lifelong security. "And if I decline?" The lawyer's voice dropped. "Then we will pursue alternative legal remedies. Defamation, fraud. We possess considerable resources, Miss Okonkwo. And you are a single mother existing on a nurse's salary, residing in rented accommodation." The threat was unequivocal. "Does Ji-hyun know you are contacting me?" A pause. "Mr. Kang is not involved in this conversation. His mother deemed it most appropriate to manage this matter efficiently." Of course, Mrs. Kang was attempting to make them vanish once more. "I require time to contemplate. You have 24 hours. Subsequent to that, we will file for an injunction preventing you from contacting Mr. Kang or anyone affiliated with Zenith Innovations. We will also issue a statement concerning fraudulent paternity claims." The line went dead. Adisi stood in the bathroom, staring at her reflection. 11 years prior, she had fled from these individuals, accepted their money, and disappeared because she was young, terrified, and solitary. She was no longer that person. But was she sufficiently resilient to oppose them? Sufficiently resilient to shield Ara from what was looming? Her phone vibrated again. Another text message. But this one caused her blood to freeze. It was a photograph of Ara asleep in the hotel bed, taken from outside their window. Beneath it, a message from the same unidentified number. "Beautiful child. It would be a tragedy if anything disrupted her tranquil existence. Sign the NDA, Miss Okonkwo. Some conflicts are not worth waging." Adis's hand shook. Someone was observing them. Someone was threatening her daughter. She rushed back into the bedroom, inspecting the windows, the locks, and her sleeping child. Ara stirred. "Mama, what is amiss?" "Nothing, sweetie. Merely inspecting something. Return to sleep." But everything was amiss because Mrs. Kang was not simply attempting to bribe them or intimidate them away. She was declaring war, and Adisi's had 24 hours to decide. Accept the money and flee as she had 11 years ago, or stand and contend for a man who might not even choose them in the end. Her phone vibrated one more time. A text message from Ji-hyun. "Are you all right? I just learned my mother's legal counsel contacted you. Please do not make any determinations until we converse. I am en route to your hotel now." Adis's looked at her daughter, then at the window from where someone had photographed them, then at her phone. The choice she made within the ensuing 24 hours would alter everything. But as she heard a knock at the hotel door, too soon for it to be Ji-hyun, too late for it to be housekeeping, she realized something terrifying. Perhaps the choice had already been made for her. "Miss Okonkwo?" The man's voice echoed through the hotel door once more. "Hotel security, kindly open the door." Adis's heart pounded. She looked at the window where someone had photographed her sleeping daughter. Then at Ara, now fully awakened and pressed against her side. "Mother, what's occurring? Remain behind me." Ada advanced towards the portal. "Who dispatched you?" "Ma'am, we received a report detailing suspicious activities. We require verification of your identity." Suspicious activities at midnight, immediately following that menacing photograph. This wasn't genuine hotel security. I'll contact reception for confirmation. "Ma'am, that won't be required." A new tone interposed, loud and irate. Move away from that portal immediately. Ji-hoon. A commotion was heard outside, followed by Ji-hoon's voice. Ada, it's me. You can open the portal. They've departed. She peered through the peephole. Ji-hoon stood there, drenched by rain, chest heaving. Behind him, two men in formal attire hurried towards the lift. She unlatched the portal. Ji-hoon rushed in, scrutinizing the windows, the fastenings. Gather your belongings, both of you. We are leaving now. What just transpired? Those individuals are employed by my mother. They were here to serve you with legal documents, guardianship papers. My mother is petitioning for emergency custody of Ara. The chamber seemed to tilt. She cannot do that. In Korea, she can contend that Ara is a Korean national through me and that you are an unsuitable parent who withheld a child from her father for 11 years. Ji-hoon ran his hands through his hair. She possesses attorneys, magistrates indebted to her. I am not unsuitable. I am aware, but she will distort every detail. The relocation, the alterations in names. Ara's voice interrupted. Can grandmother truly take me from mother? Ji-hoon knelt. No, I will not permit that to occur. But we must act swiftly. I have an automobile awaiting. The vehicle journey was silent. Ji-hoon navigated Seoul's rain-slicked thoroughfares, perpetually checking the rearview mirror. How did you become aware of the men? Ada inquired. My mother's aide contacted me. She has a daughter of Ara's age. She disclosed everything, the legal documents, the investigators, the scheme to have you apprehended. They drew up to a towering edifice. Where are we? My abode, my private dwelling. My mother lacks access here. The apartment was splendid. Expansive windows from floor to ceiling. Minimalist aesthetic. A bachelor's sanctuary. Ara traversed the space. Father, do you reside here alone? Indeed. It's rather vacant. Our flat in London is compact, yet Mother adorns it with images and hues. She asserts a home should convey warmth. Something flickered in Ji-hoon's gaze. After Ara retired to bathe, Ada addressed Ji-hoon. Relate everything to me. Ji-hoon poured water, his hands trembling. She has initiated emergency custody proceedings, alleging you are unstable, that you have been concealing Ara. She is portraying you as a woman in flight because I was evading her threats. She will claim you were paranoid, unbalanced. He placed his glass down. And there's more. She's prepared to offer you £500,000, provided you relinquish all parental rights and depart Korea. She desires me to forsake my daughter. She desires Ara, a Korean grandchild, to sculpt without your influence. His tone turned bitter. She will make her forget she is half Nigerian over my lifeless form. That is what I communicated to her. Ji-hoon met her gaze. That is when she disowned me. Ada's breath hitched. What? Tonight, she presented me with an ultimatum. Select the corporation and lineage, or select you and Ara. He laughed without levity. I selected you, so she severed ties with me, removed me as chief executive officer. Ji-hoon, that constitutes your entire existence. No, Ara represents my existence. I have already forfeited 10 years due to my timidity. His voice fractured. I will not forfeit another day. Ara materialized in the corridor in borrowed nightwear. Father, you genuinely prioritized us above all else? Yes, I did. But you barely know me. Then I shall dedicate every day to acquainting myself with you, if you will permit me. Ara traversed the chamber and grasped his hand. All right, but do not cause Mother further distress. I will not. I pledge. For a fleeting moment, Ada perceived hope. The three of them. A family. Then her phone rang. Unknown number. She activated the speaker. Miss Okong-kwo, the barrister's voice intoned. The custody application has been lodged with the Seoul Family Court. The hearing is scheduled for tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Tomorrow. That is impossible. You opted to flee. The court considers that gravely. The barrister paused. We are aware of your presence at Mr. Kang's apartment. That will not appear favorable. A mother concealing with a man she purports abandoned her. The connection severed. Tomorrow morning. Ada gazed at Ji-hoon. We will contest this. I will secure you the finest barrister in Seoul. With what funds? Your mother just ostracized you. I possess savings, investments beyond her reach. He retrieved his phone. I am contacting my legal representative immediately, Lee An-ho. He is the preeminent family law attorney in Korea. He will represent you. Ada observed him make the call, observed him converse in rapid Korean, observed him nod and terminate the call. He will meet us at the courthouse tomorrow, 8 a.m. He advised against worry. How much will this entail? Disregard monetary concerns. Concentrate solely on reclaiming Ara. That night, Ada barely slumbered. Yet the knowledge that Ji-hoon had provided her with his legal counsel, the preeminent in Seoul, instilled hope within her. She ought not to have harbored hope. The subsequent morning, Seoul Family Court. Ada stood outside the courthouse, her stomach knotted. Ara clutched her hand tightly. Mama, I am afraid. Me too, darling. But father secured us a competent legal representative, the very best. We will be all right. Ji-hoon arrived, appearing fatigued. Lee Min-ho awaits inside. He has scrutinized every detail. He suggests we possess a robust case. They entered the courthouse together. Mrs. Kang was already present with 3 barristers in opulent suits. She did not even acknowledge their presence. A young man in an ill-fitting suit approached. Miss Okonkwo, I am Lee-ho. Ada blinked. This barrister appeared barely 25. His suit was inexpensive. His briefcase was worn. He seemed apprehensive. You are the finest family barrister in Seoul? She inquired cautiously. Well, I am still enrolled in law school, actually. Final year. But Mr. Kang stated... Ada's blood ran cold. Law school? You haven't even graduated. I graduate in 2 months, and I have studied family law extensively. Mr. Kang stated, this would be an excellent opportunity for me. Opportunity? Ada turned to Ji-hoon. You asserted you were procuring me the finest barrister in Seoul. Ji-hoon would not meet her gaze. Lee Min-ho is remarkably promising. He is at the top of his class. He is a student. Ada's voice ascended. Your mother has 3 barristers, and you provided me with a student who has not even passed the bar. Miss Okonkwo, I assure you, I have prepared very thoroughly. The young man stammered. Before Ada could respond, a court officer emerged. Kang custody hearing. Courtroom 3. All parties, please enter. Ada's heart pounded. She glanced at Ji-hoon, scrutinizing his countenance for answers, for reassurance, for something. His jaw was taut, his hands clenched, and he still would not meet her eyes. Something was amiss. Severely amiss. They entered the courtroom. The doors shut behind them with a weighty thud. Mrs. Kang sat on one side with her entourage of polished legal professionals. Ada sat on the other with a law student and a man she had implicitly trusted. Judge Moon entered. Everyone rose. Ada stood there, documents clutched in her trembling hands, her daughter's future hanging in the balance. She glanced at Ji-hoon one last time. Please, she thought, please do not do this. But the cold rigidity of his shoulders conveyed everything she needed to comprehend. She was on the verge of experiencing the most profound betrayal of her existence, and there was nothing she could do to prevent it. Judge Moon sat down. We are convened for the preliminary custody hearing concerning the minor child Kanga. She surveyed both sides. Let us proceed. Mrs. Kang's lead barrister rose, a predatory smile gracing his features. Ada's student barrister shuffled his papers nervously, and Jae-hoon stared straight ahead, his face inscrutable. This was it. The juncture that would determine everything. But what Ada was unaware of was that she was about to confront the gravest betrayal of her life from Ji-hoon himself. He possessed a team of professional legal experts, yet opted to enlist a student to represent her. That singular decision altered everything. Her daughter would be wrested from her. But why would June, the individual who had safeguarded her mere hours prior, turn against her with such frigidity? The explanation is found in episode